Hello everyone, welcome to Dialogue with Chinese Medicine. I'm Wang Lepeng from Beijing University of Chinese Medicine. Today, we are very honored to have three distinguished guests with us. Professor Xu Anlong, President of Beijing University of Chinese Medicine. His Excellency Dusan Bella, Slovak Ambassador to China. Dr. Eugenia Bellova, Slovak Ambassadress to China. Welcome. As we know, Dr. Eugenia Bellova is also a Western medicine doctor and also is very interested in Chinese medicine and learned some Chinese medicine. So we wonder whether ambassador benefit from a wife who take care of you with both Western medicine and Chinese medicine health cultivation.
I think yes, he benefits a little bit.
Lifetime.
Yes, I try to persuade him sometimes that we need to change the rules because I admire your way of approach to your body, to the nature, to changes of the seasons, etc. Yes, so I try to emphasize that in the morning we should drink, especially in the summertime, we should drink green tea, in the wintertime black tea. So I respect which belongs to the theory of traditional Chinese medicine. Even he experienced the acupuncture treatment from my side. I treated his knee pain. And then sometimes I provide acupressure or a scalp, Yamamoto scalp.
Yes, yes.
Gua sha. Then we accept and respect your food basin in the evening and also some detoxification plasters on the feet during a night. We like tuina massage. It's really very effective, very unique of traditional Chinese medicine. I plan to bring it to Slovakia because I think it really keeps your people very healthy. Also, some food, I take care of hot nature food, ginger, garlic, chili. We started to eat and drink, also to add a little bit of vinegar, which we didn't do very often in Slovakia, to create a balance in the body, especially a shanshi. Sometimes he resists, sometimes he wants to continue. More and more, step by step, he accepts my advices because we met a lot of experts here in China. We experience that it can enhance our energy and our immunity, that we feel much better.
You ask how I benefit, and I think it's great to have your personal doctor 24 hours available.
You're very lucky.
Especially in positions like this. Because
you're a lucky man.
I am lucky man, and when we are traveling around your beautiful country, so she is really my first aid, everything. So she keeps me in good shape, good health, good mood, and this is very important in my work because there is a lot of stress around, and I think she takes care of how she mentioned about my health, about my nutrition, because we have to have 5 colors on the table, on the plate.
5 elements of energy.
Yes, yes. Right, yes. She didn't mention that she is teaching me Qigong.
Yes. Oh, really?
She is my
yes.
Qigong master, in fact. I should mention.
Yes, I exercised Badwanjin,
Badwanjin.
Naquan, 5 animals.
This is great.
Okay, President Xu, how do you think of ambassadors' health cultivation tips?
Well, I think first of all, let me give you a gift. This is the way you describe all different approach to maintain health and good mood for your husband, for yourself. If you have a better guidance from this classical book of Chinese medicine, you may be able to better or maybe create your own approaches for individual need.
From Yellow Emperor?
Yes, the Yellow Emperor in Tenor Classic of Chinese medicine.
Thank you very much.
Extract some knowledge, wisdom for this book, and then maybe you design your way for your family health.
I will
Okay.
read it carefully.
Thank you very much.
Okay, you
Mr.
can read
President.
it. And there's the book, just like a Bible of Chinese medicine. We extract the first few chapters, which is particularly valuable for the preservation of the health. It's particular for the people and the quality of life. But the following chapter is for the professional medical doctor. But this is for general public to how to behave, to live in the quality of life.
General rules.
General rules. When after you read it, you will understand why we have to follow the season change.
Yes.
Yes, man is also part of nature, so human should be corresponding to nature.
Oh,
So,
thank
Mr.
you, thank
President,
you.
I have only opened the book. I am really fascinated to find such great wisdoms here because, for instance, excessive greasy food can cause the body to produce internal heat. And this is what she advised me to really restrain greasy food. And
That's
another
right.
one, excessive sweet food can cause abdominal distension. So, in fact, thanks to my wife, I stopped to sweeten tea and coffee because
yes.
previously I used to drink only with sugar. Now
Yes.
I have
Crazy
no problem
for
to
us.
Yeah. So you maintain good shape.
so there are so many wisdoms, so I will be
Yes.
inspired because even here, disturbance of qi leads to diseases.
That's right.
So it's such a wisdom, but in normal life we are not thinking because usually we are under stress, we have no time. But I will read, and not only read, I will think about everything which is written here because really, I am shocked because it doesn't happen that you open a book and you are taken fully with such rich information, with such wisdom.
Yes.
So it will be for me very valuable.
Yeah, so like you can find a lot of wisdom from this book.
Yes.
So by giving this book for you, I think the Chinese medicine is really founded by our ancestor, the great philosopher or great master of Chinese medicine, who observed from the universal change above the sky and see sun, a movement along with the equator, and also around with the earth move around the sun. They can define the seasonal change called, for example, beginning of spring. Okay, and then also to look down the earth to find the living climate around our neighborhood, what kind of season, if north hemisphere, south hemisphere, what kind of desert, or just in the wetland, or you live in the high altitude or low altitude. And then they will feel the body changes according to the time and space changes of you live. And then they internally organ will change, follows, we change it too, accordingly. So then they record this change in the book and say to give and then he will find the master the way and practice all the herbs in his own body and make acupuncture in his own body to see how the intervention, the regulated the normal, abnormal changes. So this Chinese medicine is truly natural medicine. They're not invented by the chemistry from the lab. It's not based on the animal study from the mouse or the model animal. It's truly based on the human being.
Yes.
How they interact with Mother Nature, and to understand how our body reacts to Mother Nature, and find the therapeutic regimen from Mother Nature, from the herbs, minerals, or some extract from and also just like a simple exercise movement. So this is why I like to give this book. Let you give you.
Thank you very much.
I also noticed that ambassador and ambassadress also have brought a book to President Xu.
Yes, which was published on June 2 years ago, 2020, which is studying material for Slovak students. And I wrote it because I wanted to share your excellent experiences because China sent some traditional Chinese medicine teams to Wuhan, which you very effectively fight it by using traditional Chinese medicine and Western medicine. So this is my treasure. Which I share in Europe, so please, this is my honor to give it to you.
You really made a great observation on how we fight against this pandemic, how we integrate Western medicine and Chinese medicine together to make effective the fighting against this pandemic. And my university sent a team to Wuhan. We took a ICU unit from the Hubei integrated medicine hospital, and we collected this critical ill patients. And before we went over, the people, died daily almost. 3 days after we arrived, where no patient died after all. We used the integrated approach, and we blend the Chinese medicine, the therapy with the Western medicine together, and we design individual based. We even use the massage, acupuncture, try to help individual patient, and we even saved the life, 7 people's life from a ventilation machine. Usually, when they get on the ventilation machine, usually people is going to die easily. So really create a successful story from our university medical team.
Congratulations.
And right now we should, unite together, Western and the East, and bring the wisdom to share each other together. We share, we try to communicate, we create an integrated approach.
Integrated medicine.
And there's integrated medicine. So try to contain this, not just the pandemic, and the post-pandemic medical issue is becoming more popular, more urgent need right now. In a long COVID, it's become problematic too. And post-COVID syndrome is another problem. So I think this is something. The Chinese medicine do have some little bit all different tricks and the knowledge wisdom, because we, like this book, been present for 2,000 years, more than 2,000 years. So we know the experience. We have a lot of books follow this book. We recorded every pandemic. Usually happens in Chinese history, 5 to 10 years. Probably in the other country too. So we recorded this, and we learned the experience out of our medical professional treatment on each pandemic. So we have a lot of experience built on our successful or failed experience in the history of medicine. So we think that this is something we can share with you. We hope this is. I wrote an essay to the journal in the United Nations called says, I think the traditional medicine, the wisdom coming from traditional medicine, should be shared by around the world, from any, regardless of your culture, your language, your religious belief, and your political system. And it doesn't make any barrier to the share this knowledge, because this is a benefit to the mankind. It's not a benefit to one country alone. So we like to share this with people. That's why I like discussing this issue with you.
So Dr. Bellova, as a Western medicine physician who have studied the Chinese medicine, so from your point of view, are there any common points between Chinese medicine and the Western medicine, and what are the biggest difference between the two systems?
That Western medicine tries to treat the organ, damaged organ, which shows some dysfunction in real time, and don't look to the patient from holistic approach. So we treat mostly the organ, and when the organ, for instance, some patient is coming with some cough, with some symptoms of fever, fatigue, and cough. So we use some mostly medications, mostly chemical remedies to treat the symptoms, some drops, some ointments, etc. And don't focus so much to relation of the organs. In traditional Chinese medicine, we try to, according to the pulse and tongue, we try to create a balance of a body. We try to create by balance to recovery the the organ which creates the worst problem. And we, by a lot of methods, we try to by enhance immune system and to force the body through this immune system and balance in the body to recovery by itself. I think, Mr. President, you have quite a lot of work. Traditional Chinese medicine is famous in the world, and people are eager to know more, even in Slovakia and in Europe, in America, you know, personally. But there is a long way to help to some, some doctors
to understand, to appreciate it scientifically.
Because I don't.
Any suggestions?
So we'd like to hear any advice from you.
When I will be back, sometimes when I was back, and doctors who understands and who practice the medicine, so Eugenia, what is new? But sometimes you meet people and colleagues who, when they ask me, surgeon, gynecologist, yes, Eugenia, perfect. I know it's great medicine, but you have to have a good psychological, you have to believe. I don't want to spend my lifetime to explain, that there is not only psychology, it's completely very sophisticated system of an old century wisdom which works very well. And now I think I have a very good position because people trust me. They know, even my patients are waiting for me and asking me, Dr. Bellova, can you bring some new, what about the detoxification? My mother has this kind of problem. Can you help me when you will be back? I will be very busy. And they trust me that when I will do something, it will be logical. It will be, I am quite responsible person to help to people. So I think I really sincerely want to share this excellent knowledge.
To present the Chinese medicine, the Eastern wisdom to the Western audiences because of the cultural and the philosophical and also daily life difference.
Yes.
I travel around the world. I present the Chinese medicine to different cultural background people. I summarize the three experiences. First, we use the language people can understand to translate the Chinese medicine.
Right.
Secondly, use the efficacy of clinical efficacy to show the Chinese medicine. Well, we can argue from Western medicine scientifically and the Chinese medicine. You can argue endlessly, but let's work together to solve the medical problem first.
Absolutely.
If we can show you efficacy, the result speaks all. There's a second way.
Right.
And thirdly, scientific mechanism to explain. This is you face the difficulty, and your colleagues, particularly medical profession, they will say, okay, Dr. Bellova, you show me why this medicine works, why this simple herb works, and this acupuncture works.
A lot of questions.
So we have a lot of questions. So we can back it up to explain this to you. That's why I wrote the book Yin Yang Yu. So just very use a layman term to explain a little bit fundamentals. And then I will hope I will write the second book, which is more detailed.
Please do
for the medical profession. They can little bit learn from our wisdom and a little bit give them a little bit more specific skill and medicine and approaches how we can integrate the project, give them an example, and they can learn and practice themselves in their own clinic, in their own inpatient bed, and so that they be able to appreciate themselves from their own medical experience. This is why we think we had a Chinese medical center in many countries. We have in the United States, we have in Russia, in Spain, Australia, in Germany, not far from your country, in Podcasting, in a small town near the Munich. So if you like, when you go back, and if you think you can create, we can work together with you, create another Chinese center for the Eastern Europe. In your capital, in your country, serve Chinese medicine. We can send people work with you together.
Good.
And so that we not only can show the efficacy to the people, and side with our medical professional Western doctor, like we did in the United States, where the Children's National, we send our doctor from Dongzhimen Hospital, and we begin with this doctor very skeptical from the Children's National. And you could not solve the problem. It's just skeptical to take our doctor's advice approaches. And finally, they meet the children disease has high fever, but you diagnose it, come out, no infections, no bacteria, no virus, no parasite infection, no any unknown cause fever. There's no anything. But this doctor have no approach to deal with. So our doctor offers, let me try for you. And the fever disappear the next day, and this becomes not believer. They say okay. So
brain treatment.
So to work side by side. This is the same patient. So you have no approach, I have an approach. So we can work together. If you can demonstrate in your clinic, we create center, we create together, that would be wonderful. And then this same center can be used as training for the medical professional Western background, Western medical background, and short courses, for example, pain management, for example, chronic pain, It's we don't want to teach you a complete theory of Chinese medicine like this internal classic. We just give you a short approach. For example, one particular chronic pain, each physician can bring you a patient to us. We can show you for this particular patient what kind of acupuncture point we advise you to use it, because based on our diagnosis, this is how we do it. We show you, and then he will feel that way himself to be benefit out of our short courses. Third thing we can even offer, if it's possible, can offer, because ambassador is must be influential in the country back home. So we can offer even for younger generation to offer joint degree education. And we can do similar thing in your country if there's something your university can interested, So this is reason we think, and also we can do research. Like a European Union have sort of like a frames, like now 7 or 8, something like a research program. They can support this long term. Like we did, we have a research program in Australia. We use acupuncture to treat like a pain of a cancer patient after chemo and radiotherapy. This is a big side effect, chronic pain. So we used to do the large multi-center trial on clinical efficacy. If this can publish, so you professional in your country can believe that acupuncture it works, because it's based on the evidence-based the research. So this is 4 things I always recommend to people who collaborate with us, and we can work side by side. It's benefited not only for your own career, it's also benefited to us to promote Chinese medicine more effectively.
Yes. You are right.
Well, thank you very much for this excellent proposal, Mr. President, because there is saying that seeing is believing, and I would even paraphrase that experiencing traditional Chinese medicine is believing.
Yes, it's beginning of believing.
Yes, and appreciate what you mentioned, because this kind of center in Slovakia, for instance, with reach to Central Europe.
That's right. So Central Europe,
and it can set example, and it can help in this promotion of these approaches and this wisdom in Europe. And I think on my side, all wise people, knowledgeable people, has to support this idea, and me and my wife, we will do our best to make it happen.
Okay, Ambassador, in your opinion, what steps can Chinese medicine take in order for Chinese medicine to be better recognized and accepted by Western people?
Seeing is believing, and in my view, also experiencing traditional Chinese treatment is believing, because without experience, it's very easy to say that anything. So, but after you experience and you see or you enjoy positive effects, you really appreciate this treatment, and then you are trying to learn more and more, and you are finding that it's more and more sophisticated, that it's really many things behind treatment, and that's why I think important is to first to teach doctors. So, but you have to attract their interest. So, and of course, in various countries is various legal system. So, but first thing I think is to teach doctors and to find a way how to provide them at least with basic knowledge, basic understanding. Another approach is to use traditional Chinese clinics to prove in concrete cases, to persuade clients, if they feel that it helps them, patients, so this is the best advertisement, because they will spread knowledge. But I really appreciate also the idea of joint study program, because this is another, I would say, potential channel we can use to
promote or
to increase knowledge
And it's great honor to meet you and to have this proposal. And I know what you are talking about. I know how difficult, what you are able to do. You are really great, and you want to promote Chinese medicine for mankind.
That's
as you
right.
mentioned.
This is my mission to myself,
That's your
as
mission.
not
And
only
you
just
do it-
president of the university, as for my own as medical profession.
Yes, yes, I understand you.
Ambassador of traditional
Ambassador.
Chinese.
Thank you, thank you.
So I think I will, with pleasure, I will accept
Okay.
your proposal, and with my husband, who can work me, because now he is very close to traditional Chinese medicine, and we know this is the right place where this great old century wisdom was born. So yes, we will accept all your proposals, your help. We will create good condition, because it's very important at the place. I will talk to our authorities about this proposal. Even I could talk about the authorities from another countries. I think they will be excited to welcome this center in Europe. And then I will be very pleased to help you in promotion of traditional Chinese medicine in Europe, which is not so new, but books, materials, I'm sure that even doctors, we have 900 doctors who practice this medicine beside their work, and they're excited, but they need to learn. And if there is possibility that Chinese expert will come with some advices how to treat internal disease or some special skin disease,
okay.
you are experts, I'm sure will be full room of them, and they will be eager, they will find the time, and they will be there and there and there. Yes.
Yeah.
I would add maybe what you mentioned, that probably there will be more and more demand for treatment of mental diseases.
Yes, this is increasing, dramatic increase.
If you have approaches and solutions, I think it will be more and more appreciated.
Yeah, I think you absolutely. Ambassador mentioned right. Mental problem has become the biggest problem right now in this century. I think, particularly COVID, it's really created a lot of like anxiety, depression, and the mental issues and the pressure. So I think not only actually you just mentioned the organ and the organ interaction. This is great. Many wisdom from Chinese medicine. Or even the 5-element movement actually is describe how the organ interacted become a positive effect, a negative effect. We have a lot of wisdom come this book. So doctor can learn, appreciate how we can do their own practice. But back to the mental and the organ issue. This is some diseases is because of mental problem cause damage of organ. Some is because the organ problem cause the mental issue. So sometimes the root of the cause of the disease has to be well diagnosed. Otherwise you don't know how to treat it. Even the same pill may not work for some other reason. So I think this is some wisdom we can explain, tell the Western medical profession to how to understand this kind of complicated issue, so that during their own medical practice, they can benefit dramatically out of this knowledge. I think we need to back to our instinct of a man, as man, human being. We should look, and we need to create a harmonic environment for the world. Let people to be living good, healthy life, and bodily and mentally. That's what I think.
Yes, harmony, and we have to listen our body.
Harmony is very important, because in nature is able to make harmony. In society, we need also harmony, and we need harmony also in the body. And here is the area or space where traditional Chinese medicine is helping to achieve internal harmony.
That's right.
And not only internal, but also our harmony with society and with nature.
Mother Nature, yes.
And that's why it's so valuable. And people during those centuries, they learned what is the right for nature, what is the right for people, for our body. And this is, I would say, essence of this wisdom.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very interesting dialogue and very successful. Thank you very much.
Human health needs traditional medicine. I hope that traditional Chinese medicine will continue to do more contributions to the human health. Thank you again for watching our program. Thank you.